Miscreants and mollifiers. The anonymous librarian is proud to present an extract from Jane Austen, a biography by Elizabeth Jenkins. There is such an intense psychological interest in Jane Austen's work that it is possible, strange as it may seem, to forget for a moment that they are primarily creations of comedy. Not only are they in the broader sense, by which one implies that in the development of the plot, a character which begins with a mistaken attitude to life is brought back to the angle of normality and reformed in the process. But Jane Austen's own attitude to the various characters is largely satirical, in however mildly luminous a degree. There is none of her figures whom she treats in a consistently serious manner. Ladies and gentlemen, miscreants, mollifiers, I am the anonymous librarian. You can come in and welcome to the show, to another reading update, the first one in 2 weeks. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Yeah. Was too busy last week to do one. My apologies. I don't have to apologize to you. Just be happy you got a break, okay? Yeah. So let's get into what I've been reading the last 2 weeks, and it's less than it might be because I was busy. And let's start as always with the comics and manga. Last time I was just about to finish, had a few days left in Yokohama Kadashi Kiko. And I've already done my wrap up for June, in which I do a review of Yokohama Kadashi Kiko Deluxe Edition 1 by Hitoshi Ashinano. All I will say about this is whimsical dystopian. If you want to know more, go check out my wrap up, go check out my review. And as I had informed you, I was going to move on to 100 Bullets. What's the book 1? 100 Bullets, book 1, it's just book 1. This is when I with the big collections together. Yeah, this is a long ass comic. Took me a while. It took me most of the 2 weeks actually to read it, so that's why it should have been more. But yeah, it's my second time going through it, and I love it just as much as the previous time. Maybe even seen a little more things and hints. There's a mystery built around this thing. And I mean, there's twists and turns all the time, and you just felt like it had, what is going on? And that just keeps me compelled to really go through and do more of it, read more of 100 Bullets. Really a story I love, really enjoy. Awesome. We'll see where this takes me. Yeah. But yeah, no, still, there was a while that was my favorite comic of all time, and it's still also. It's the art, and how they use black as like a shadowy thing to give this noir feeling. Fantastic. No, I love 100 Bullets. Are there any good characters in 100 Bullets? Let's not get into it. It's not a story for good characters. I finished 100 Bullets just a few days ago. So 2 days ago. So yesterday I finally picked up what was my follow-up to that, One Piece, Volume 6. So I'm finally going to finish the second collected books, like 2 or 3, do this one. I read the first 2 chapters. We're still with the chefs and everything. Still having fun with the silly characters. Sanjay might be, I think he's going to be my new favorite character. I really do think he's going to be my new favorite character. A little bit of overreacting in this one that I also had a problem with, especially in this book. So I'm with this one now, reading this one now, Volume 6. In 4, I had a bit of like everybody overreacting to everything. There's a little bit of that in here, but not as bad as in this one, so I'm still having, and the setting is so ridiculous and fun. I am enjoying it. We'll see, yeah. I will have definitely gotten into something else. What am I? Oh, I'll probably be into the next, like, Volume 6 of Saga also, because I'm going to finish this pretty quickly in the week. Yeah. That is the comics and manga update. Pretty quick, eh? Pretty quick. let's move on to the non-fiction. Non-fiction. And I've been reading the one I told you I was going to pick up, and I've been reading it, and you heard me read it from the beginning, or at the extract in the beginning. Jane Austen, a biography by Elizabeth Jenkins. Now, there's, I didn't know what to expect, yeah, because you never know. This is a very unique biography. And what I do love is that Elizabeth Jenkins decided to write it as if she was writing a Jane Austen or in that dialect of the time. And it really works for me. I am really enjoying it. It is such a wild thing to do, but it really does work. Now there is definitely a lack of knowledge about Jane in that period, and like there was only so much that they gave out and the family revealed about her. And some of it's like when she's just going about this one went to visit there and this had happened this and this is what the news was. It is okay, but it's not the most compelling part, right? But whenever Elizabeth Jenkins started analyzing the works, even the other works that Jane had read and then the work of Jane Austen stuff, it is flourishing. It's a joy when she delves into what makes characters and sense and sensibility and the story so compelling and precious and what makes Jane Austen so unique and delves into the characters of Emma or Mansfield Park. Her analysis of the work and how she described and it's like when she says it like, oh, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, that is all how I perceived it, even though but on a subconscious level. She hits it on the mark perfectly. And she puts words and forms ideas, those feelings you had, but you couldn't express it yourself. And there's it rises and flows. So yeah, it's a little bit dippy when she's just explaining, oh, this one was listening there. Although the tragedies and stuff it builds up, it does give this rich family history character of stuff that are interesting. And yeah, but the analysis of the work, I want to say like this with a compendium to cinema speculation, which I read like the the way Quentin was dissecting the movies. Elizabeth Jenkins with Jane Austen books does just as good a job as Quentin does with the movies in that. Superb, like, and really a beautiful writer. She can going she does a good imitation of those times in writing, and it is joy. You're like little nudges and pokes at more modern day, modern sensibility. And this I believe was written in the 80s. Let me make sure that I'm not lying, blatantly lying to you. Although I would not necessarily. No, it was. Oh, no, it's older than that. It's like 1972. No, Jesus Christ. Now I'm even lying there. Maybe it's 1938. Okay, maybe this thing's just damn old, but it's really good. This is awesome. I love it. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. I'll probably finish it late in the week. So yeah. I don't know what. I'm not even sure what I'll be picking. What am I picking? Oh yeah, that's Captive Courageous. I probably will have just started with Captive Courageous or about to start. If I talk to you, my reading update next week. Next week. Let's move on to the Mundane Fiction. Mundane Fiction. And I've been finishing up on Krange and a Boss by Deleen Mathieu. I literally finished it last night. Exciting, man. This is one of the quintessential South African novels. And if you want to go even to smaller subculture like the Afrikaner, this is a quintessential one because it tells also a story. All other Afrikaners like, oh, we went to Buono and we traveled into the country. They were brave people doing the groot trek. Fine. And then now we're like, no, they were all they will have this. They were oppressors. They went and they just took land. Yeah, fine, also fine. This one tells a story about the conflict kind of this and a coming of age, and if you're in a lower class and you're looked down upon, and just how it was, and even amongst the white population, even, and how people were still a class was still a big thing. It goes with like it also has big themes of just people coming into the nature in a place, destroying. It's a beautiful coming of age book, and it's Deleen Mathieu is a master. And I will advise anybody if you want a coming of age book, if you want something a little bit different flavor coming of age, pick this up. The Circles in the Forest is its name in English. It is one of the it is a South African classic for a reason. Leon Mathieu does a great job, and she doesn't flinch. She doesn't try and make it like an. She doesn't try to be too kind or too bashing against anybody. She tries to put it. These are the characters, and these are the people, and they are really people of their time. This is how they acted and stuff. And you can feel it feels like she lived this life. And then when she even has like this is one of the few fiction novels that has like an a list of like places or what do you call it? I want to say a broad list. Now I forgot the English for the thing. Like, and the stuff that she did, the books she read to get information and people she talked to and everything. Like, there's a lot of like the references. She has a lot. She has actually a reference list at the back. And you can see this is just somebody that immaculate research to tell the story. Beautiful, amazing. So I finished that last night. So this week I'm gonna be picking up Stephen King's Pet Cemetery. I'm so happy finding my first Stephen King book. It's a shame. It's a crime against humanity that I didn't read a single Stephen King book in the first half of the year. Well, let's get it. Now we have to read. Now I'm gonna read 10. No, okay, obviously not. But at least I'm getting Pet Cemetery, which I'm really excited for. Apparently that one's really dark, really sad. Yeah, let's do it. Let's move on to the sci-fi and fantasy. And yeah, so like I showed last time, I only have one on the list for the whole month because it is this big boy. A Feast of Crows, of course, by George R. R. Martin. And I am like there. I am closing in on halfway. I am slowly closing in on halfway. I think I'll either hit halfway today or tomorrow. Feast of Crows, this is very different than the writing of the previous books. This is definitely a different style, a different thing. It takes out way more POVs, and some are like clearly just small POVs that are not going to be seen a lot. And then there are big two new POVs that are like the main two new POVs. They are like the main character. We've never had POVs from these two characters, although they are influential and famous characters we already know. But we mostly follow these two and see from their points of view. And then there are other POVs that I thought they would be in the end. It looks like they are not in the end unless they show up after halfway. I mean, what surprises me, we are this far in, and there are like several of the main characters in the story that we like some not even shown up at all. Quite a few of them not shown up at all, and others like they've shown up but they haven't had their own POV scene, and they were just like in it for brief. Surprising but interesting, and I am enjoying this. Although I'll say, yeah, I did definitely enjoy this one. Drags a little bit compared to what was a Storm Sword, but a Storm Sword's insane, right? That thing just blows right. I love how the world just gets bigger and stuff like in the island of Scargos, and we learn a little bit about that, even though we're just sailing past it, but you hear it. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew about those things. How bigger this world is. There's the King's Mood. The one thing that this thing does show is the failures that they show, like that try to cut corners to go fast to stories, and then they just left out or took really amazing events in the book and made it some small thing that's throwaway in the show. And it's like, why did you do that? Look what you had to work with, and that's what you gave us. The whole Iron Islands drama and the fight for the throne, I'm really enjoying it. The fascinating characters. And Asha is Asha Greyjoy, she's brilliant and compelling. It's like this one leans heavily on female POVs characters, way more than I was expecting it. But I am enjoying it. Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. The parts that I have been in Dawn so far is way better than stuff we saw on the show, and I realized why people didn't like the show one, because you had such good things to work with, and then you gave us that. And this doesn't even feel like Game of Thrones, the TV show anymore. This feels like you completely did so far. It's like where the show went and where this is two different stories completely. But yeah, compelling, enjoying, fun. I will say I think It's not a Storm of Swords. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this as much as Storm of Swords. It's going slower now, but it is starting to bold and pick up a bit. But I am impressed with it. I think I'm still gonna enjoy this more than A Clash of Kings and A Game of Thrones. I am really. It's Martin is a great storyteller. That is for sure. Whew, exciting. That is it. I'll be talking about this next week as well. I don't think I'm not finishing this. So yeah, I put that one's my only one for the month, and that was a good choice, a good, wise decision. I'm an intelligent man. Told you I'm an intelligent man. Now you see it. Oh, that's it. That's it. We are done. Not a lot to talk about, né? It's my Sunday. I want to go read. What are you doing? Are you reading? I am the anonymous librarian. You can call me Al. You don't have to call me at all. But leave a like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment there. What are you reading? What do you think? Is anything I'm reading interesting to you? Probably not. It should be. It should be. You know me. You know I'm crushing. You know I'm crushing. Bye. Bye. Bye.